Bit of a treat for you today. Wells kept clients' fund fee rebates by Gretchen, Morgenson, and Emily Glazer. Wall Street Journal Business and Finance section, Thursday, May 10th, 2018. Wells Fargo & Company has acknowledged that it pocketed fee rebates that should have been passed on to a public pension fund in Tennessee while acting as its trustee, according to correspondence between the fund and the bank reviewed by the Wall Street Journal. The bank owned up to the problem in late April after the Chattanooga Fire and Police Pension Fund had spent months questioning Wells Fargo officials about fee practices in its institutional retirement and trust unit, according to the correspondence. The bank said in the correspondence that the improperly retained fee rebates resulted from a, quote, system setup error, unquote. In a statement for this article, the board of the Chattanooga Pension Fund said it was a concern that other trust and fiduciary accounts overseen by Wells Fargo may have been, quote, similarly harmed, unquote. For the past 9 months, the board of directors of the Fire and Police Pension Fund in Chattanooga have been investigating potential fraud and overcharging by Wells, its trustee, in connection with compensation paid by the mutual fund to Wells, unquote. The statement said, since 2010, the pension fund said Wells Fargo has improperly retained $47,000 belonging to the fund, which holds $215 million in assets for 1,600 participants. The improper retention of fee rebates by Wells Fargo occurred in a complex but common setup known as revenue sharing. Under such arrangements, the bank received fee rebates from mutual fund companies related to investments it held for clients. The bank was then supposed to return the rebates to those clients. Instead of crediting the rebates back to the Tennessee Pension Fund, Wells Fargo kept them. The bank recently told the pension fund that the system problem has been corrected. Wells Fargo says the fees retained by the bank amounted to only $15,000. It declined to comment on whether other clients were affected. We acknowledge that because there was a change in direction by the client in 2017, we made an error in setting up the revenue sharing associated. Page turn. With that change appropriately, and the revenue sharing rebates did not occur as intended, a Wells Fargo spokeswoman said in a statement for this article. The issue was fixed and the total revenue share received from the third-party fund companies, approximately $15,000, was returned to the pension fund, unquote. The pension fund said it had decided to fire Wells Fargo as trustee. The fund's board said in its statement, quote, the board has lost confidence that the answers provided by Wells to date are complete, unquote. On Tuesday, the fund filed a whistleblower complaint with the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Commodities Futures Trading Commission outlining the bank's alleged improprieties. It also filed a complaint in Tennessee State Court asking for a full accounting from Wells Fargo of any compensation it has received from third parties during its years as trustee of the fund. For those of you that don't know, as trustee, the bank had a fiduciary duty to the pension fund, which means it is required to act in the best interest of its client. We have been committed to resolving this matter and are disappointed they felt the need to file a complaint requesting information we have provided and are willing to provide, the Wells Fargo spokeswoman's statement said. Wells Fargo's Institutional Retirement and Trust Division provides record-keeping, trustee, and custody services to clients, including 401k accounts and pensions. Wells Fargo has acted as trustee for the Chattanooga pension since 2005. It is unclear what, if any, fees the bank may have retained between 2005 and 2010 because Wells Fargo told the fund it no longer has records for those years. According to the correspondence. Based on the fund's holdings, improperly retained fee rebates could reach almost $2 million over the 12 years Wells has been trustee, said Edward Seidel, a former SEC attorney who conducted the investigation for the pension fund. When the Chattanooga Pension Fund began asking Wells Fargo about its revenue-sharing arrangements with mutual funds, the bank said the details were confidential, the fund told the Journal. After being challenged on this, Wells Fargo said it had received no compensation from Mutual's fund held in the pensions fund account, the fund added. A month later, the bank reversed course, saying it had received almost $5,000 in revenue sharing payments on a Wells Fargo money market fund the pension fund was invested in between late 2010 and mid-2016. Fund officials said that figure soon grew, the fund said.